to Manu Law Classes Current Affair Analysis. In this particular video, we will discuss September 25 The Hindu Delhi edition newspaper. Our first news is about Aadhaar card and Aadhaar related data. So it has been found out by Moody, which is actually rating agency. Its full name is Moody Investor Services. So it has said that Aadhaar is unreliable in hot and humid India. So here Moody Investor Services has cautioned against the centralized digital ID system like Aadhaar. Here he is saying, this particular agency is saying that it poses a risk of security and privacy vulnerability. As we know that Aadhaar data, it faces hurdle because of the issue of privacy, as our biometric data, as well as our iris scan, as well as our fingerprints, face ID, these all are available on the Aadhaar platform or for the Aadhaar, and these Aadhaar cards is being given by the third parties. Third parties authentication can also happen. So third party can generate Aadhaar data, Aadhaar card, and because of that, because of the third party profiling purposes, these users' credential, they are vulnerable to the privacy and security issues. Apart from that, there are also hurdles with regard to the burden of establishing authorization and the reliability of biometric technologies, especially for the manual laborers in hot and humid climate, is questionable because the face scan is not that reliable for these people. So here all the digital IDs that have negative social repercussion, it was said by the agency, and it is saying that Aadhaar data or Aadhaar data is very much prone to such security threat. So this was said by Moody Investor Services. Okay, it is saying that the unique ID system, that is the Aadhaar system, it often results in service denial, and using biometric technology in humid condition is unreliable. So this is about this whole particular thing. Aadhaar system basically enables access to public and private services with verification through the fingerprints or iris scan, or there can be alternatives such as OTP generation, and because of these things the data is very much vulnerable and it is subject to privacy breaches. Now next news is about multiple entry and exit option in higher studies which may not suit India. So we know that till now there were 3 NEPs which has been passed, New Educational Policy or National Educational Policy. The first one was passed in the year of 1968, the second one came in 1986, and the third one in 2019-20. Okay, so these are the 3 NEPs, National Education Policies, which have so far been passed. The 2019-20 NEP, National Education Policy, this particular committee which actually formulated these policy was headed by K. Kasturi Rangan. Okay, K. Kasturi Rangan was the head of this particular committee, and K. Kasturi Rangan was former ISRO chief. Okay, so here based on this NEP, this particular option was given that there can be multiple entry and multiple exit. For example, if I am pursuing a course which has a duration of 3 year or 4 year, anyhow, any much year, so after completing 1 year, I can exit. From there onward, like if some unconditional thing is happening because of some circumstances, I am exiting after 1 year. So I will be given certificate for the completion of 1 year. Then after 1 year, I can join from the second year onwards. मतलब अगर मैं फर्स्ट ईयर कंप्लीट करके कॉलेज छोड़ रही हूँ तो नेक्स्ट टाइम जो मेरी एंट्री होगी वो सेकेंड ईयर से होगी, नॉट again from first year. So there was multiple entry and multiple exit option. It was given in higher studies. Higher studies का मतलब होता है after 12th whatever you are pursuing, whether bachelor's degree, master's degree or PhD degrees, these all on a major term comes under higher education. So here there are several organizations of students and teachers. They have raised objection with regard to the multiple entry exit option which is there in the National Education Policy. And here it has been advised that the center to hold discussion on these particular policies. So the panel, in a report titled Implementation of the National Education Policy 2020 in Higher Education, it said that Indian institutes were likely to face issues in implementing this system. So it was said in this particular report. And also it was said that the NEP purpose multiple entry and multiple exit option for the students in higher education. So here NEP says it removes rigid boundaries and create new possibility for lifelong learning, as there are a lot of students because of financial problem or because of health problem, they are unable to pursue their education for the full time. So it will be a boon for these students. Students can opt this particular scheme, multiple entry multiple exit scheme, at graduation, at masters and at doctoral level. Certificate will be provided after completing 1 year of study, a diploma after 2 years of study and a degree after 3 years of program. So even after completing my 1 year of study, I can get the certificate, फिर मेरे को डिप्लोमा मिलेगा, उसके बाद मुझे पूरा 3 साल का डिग्री मिल जाएगा. So even if I exit at diploma stage, I can further pursue my degree course after some time. So here Academic Bank of Credit will digitally store the academic credits earned by the student, and Kerala government is basically opposing this particular scheme of multiple entry and multiple exit, as the state will allow multiple entry but exit will be allowed either after the 3 years with a degree or after 4 years with a honors degree. So these were the provision which was there about the multiple entry exit program, and they are saying, these reports are basically saying that it is not suitable for a country like India. Now moving further toward our next important article that is coming in from the state section, and here we will discuss a very important news, a very important upcoming which is there from the art and culture section. So team from Telangana visit Buddhist cave in Sri Lanka. A Buddha Vanam team from Telangana visited 3rd century BC Buddhist rock cut caves at Mathale on the Colombo Kandy route in Sri Lanka. Okay, so what is important for us is this Buddha Vanam project. Buddha Vanam is basically a massive Buddhist heritage theme park which was developed by Telangana government at Nagarjun Sagar. Just remember, ये बुद्धा आपका बुद्धा वाना बुद्धिस्ट हेरिटेज थीम पार्क बनाया गया है नागार्जुन सागर में, और यहाँ पे इसकी जो टीम है they have visited this particular Buddhist cave in Sri Lanka. So Mr. Lakshmaiya, he said that Buddha's teaching called the Tripitaka, Sutra, Vinaya and Abhidham Pitak, it was transmitted orally until that time, which was written on the palm leaves. So as we know that there were, after the death of Buddha, first council होता है आपका राजगृह में, सतपर्णी केव इन राजगृह. यहाँ पे आपका बेसिकली ये प्रॉब्लम, जैसे हमें पता है कि अगर कोई भी नॉलेज ओरली ट्रांसमिट होती है, so it is subject to manipulation. So whatever was there at that time of Buddhist learning or Vedic learning, they were transmitted orally only. तो यहाँ पे एक नीड डेवलप हुई after the death of Buddha that it is needed to be written down. So here these council occurred, first council, second council, third council and fourth council. So in the first council, this Sutta Pitak and Vinaya Pitak, it was basically compiled. And apart from that, in the Sri Lankan Devanam Tissa, he was contemporary of King Ashok. He said that it was only after that the Buddhist literature came into being in India. So after these councils, the Buddhist literature came into being. Sutta Pitak is basically talking about the teachings which Buddha gave. Vinaya Pitak is talking about all the codes and conduct which is needed to be followed by the monks and the nuns. And the third one, that is the Abhidham Pitak, it talks about the philosophy and the metaphysics related to the ideology of the Buddhists. So here this particular site is very important. This particular cave is very important. So here Mr. Lakshmaya, he said that Acharya Buddha Ghosh, the famous Theravada Buddhist philosopher, he lived in these caves for some time and he wrote Vishuddhimagga. So just remember all these important writing and the name of the writers because it is in news, so that's why it is important. And he also appreciated that Mathale Buddha Vihara for running a school in the name of Acharya Buddha Ghosh. So there is one more concept of Chaitya and Vihara which is needed to be discussed in Buddhism. So Chaitya was in earlier time there was no houses like we have today. The monks and nuns used to live in caves. So the prayer or the praying hall, it was called Chaitya, and where they used to reside, that is called the Viharas. जहां पे ये लोग रहते थे वो विहारा भी होता था और साथ में यहाँ पे इस विहार में आपका एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस भी काम करते थे बिकॉज दे यूज टू टीच अदर पीपल एज वेल एज देयर ओन डिसाइपल्स. तो ये आपका विहारा होता था जहां पे लोग रहते थे और एजुकेशनल चीजें इम्पार्ट करते थे. एज वी नो नालंदा, it is a Buddhist university and it was the first national university of India, international university of India. Peoples from abroad come to study in Nalanda. So it was also an example of Vihara क्योंकि यहाँ पे आपका monks रहते थे, nuns रहते थे और साथ में ये लोग education impart करते थे. और चैत्या वो एरिया होता था जहाँ पे ये लोग बुद्ध की मतलब प्रेइंग करते थे और साथ में आपका बुद्ध की जो आपकी एक मेडिटेशन सेंटर टाइप का आप कह सकते हैं वो आपका चैत्या होता था. सो हियर बुद्ध वर्णम प्रोजेक्ट and archaeologists said that the rock cut caves, the monastery, the antiquities recovered from the surrounding areas shows Buddhist connection between the two Telugu states and the Sri Lanka. So this was about this particular site as well as all the basics about the religion Buddhism. Now moving on further toward our next important article that is coming in from the editorial section. And here we have a news again coming in from the simultaneous polls or simultaneous elections. So simultaneous elections actually mean that election of center as well as state will happen at the same time. So here center and state election when it will happen for the same time. So definitely it can be budget friendly as less amount will be required because a lot of money is required to conduct elections separately in center and state. So here the author is actually pointing out what can be the possible challenges in this simultaneous polls. So here a fresh attempt was made by Narendra Modi government to start the one nation, one poll time kind of thing, ONOE or one nation, one election. So here all the state elections will occur simultaneously with the general election of the Lok Sabha. So in this particular case, what is important, what the author is pointing out, Prashant Bhushan is the author, and he is pointing out that it will be undemocratic. Because as we know, in the parliamentary form of government which we have, or in the democratic form of government, we choose the representative and those who got the majority, they rule us or they frame laws as per our needs. So in case if we conduct an election which is simultaneously occurring between the center and the state, in that case if suppose in between or we can say at the time of after election, after 1 or 2 years, we know usually the government lasts for 5 years. So after 1 or 2 years, if the government lost the majority और no confidence motion government के against pass हो गया, क्योंकि ये बहुत common scenario है. मैक्सिमम टाइम अभी हमने रिसेंटली भी देखा है महाराष्ट्र का केस और बहुत सारे स्टेट्स का केस कि आपका बहुत जल्दी नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन पास हो जाता है. तो इन दैट सिनेरियो व्हाट विल हैपन, वी हैव टू चूज इधर द माइनॉरिटी गवर्नमेंट और वी शुड इम्पोज द प्रेसिडेंट रूल इन द स्टेट। ये दो सिनेरियो हमारे पास बच जाते हैं। अब ये दोनों ही सिनेरियो हमारे लिए फेवरेबल बिल्कुल नहीं है, क्योंकि हम एक डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री में रहते हैं। सो डेमोक्रेसी मीन्स कि आपका यहाँ पे ना ही माइनॉरिटी गवर्नमेंट का रूल होना चाहिए, ना ही प्रेसिडेंट का रूल होना चाहिए। लोकतांत्रिक का मतलब होता है कि हमारा जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जो हम चूज करके भेज रहे हैं, दे शुड रूल। सो द ऑथर इज जस्ट पॉइंटिंग आउट दैट कि यहाँ पे अगर मिड टर्म इलेक्शन होता है या कोई भी सरकार बीच में आपकी छोड़ देती है या हार जाती है, तो इस केस में आपका या फिर तो हमें क्या करना चाहिए, या फिर तो हम यही कर सकते हैं कि वी कैन इम्पोज इधर द प्रेसिडेंट रूल और वी कैन जस्ट go for the minority government. So these two conditions are undemocratic and they are problematic. What can be the most feasible thing is that to conduct one nation one election, we can go for the presidential model. Right now India is a parliamentary form of government. We should switch to the presidential form of government similar to that of the USA, जहां पे आपके इलेक्टेड प्रेसिडेंट होंगे और इलेक्टेड गवर्नर होंगे और उनको कोई मतलब नहीं है कि हाउस में उनकी कितनी मेजॉरिटी है, बिकॉज दीज टू पर्सन आर जस्ट इलेक्टेड बाय द पीपल। और यहाँ पे हमारा यूएसए जो है उसमें आपका ऐसे टाइप का गवर्नमेंट है। वी नो दैट इन दीज कंट्री देयर इज अ क्लियर लाइन ऑफ सक्सेशन लेट डाउन फॉर द प्रेसिडेंट और गवर्नर। अगर प्रेसिडेंट की मृत्यु होती है तो आपके वाइस प्रेसिडेंट जो है वो प्रोसीड करेंगे। अगर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट मर जाते हैं तो आपके जो स्पीकर होंगे वो प्रेसिडेंट बनेंगे। तो यहाँ पे आपका एक क्लियर कट लाइन ऑफ सक्सेशन है कि अगर एक गया तो दूसरा आएगा, दूसरा गया तो तीसरा आएगा, एंड ऑल दीज पीपल आर इलेक्टेड बाय द पीपल। तो यहाँ पे जितने भी आपके पोस्ट हैं ये सब आपके लोगों द्वारा इलेक्ट किए गए हैं। तो इशू जो है आपका वन नेशन वन पोल का यही है। इट हैज टू बी स्टिल एग्जामिन्ड बाय द लॉ कमीशन एंड सम पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटी, और उसके बाद एक कंक्लूजन मिलेगा कि क्या हम ये टाइप के इलेक्शन कंडक्ट करवा सकते हैं या नहीं। So there were some suggestions that one nation, one poll can even happen in parliamentary democracy by ensuring when a government loses the confidence, उस टाइम पे आपका जैसे अगर सपोज कीजिए किसी गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन पास हो गया, तो at the same time it should be accompanied by the confidence motion in an alternative government. तो यहाँ पे ये आपका बात कंटिन्यू होगा। उससे आपका क्या होगा कि एक रिमाइंडर टाइम के लिए एक जो गवर्नमेंट है उसकी आपकी आप कह सकते हैं एक तरीके से उसकी जो आपकी कंटिन्यूटी है वो मेंटेन रहेगी, बिकॉज वी हैव सम ऑल्टरनेटिव्स। और अगर यहाँ पे आपका नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन के साथ होगा तो एक ऑल्टरनेट गवर्नमेंट हमारा हमेशा तैयार रहेगा। It will not be able to pass, like we may be having a situation of government continuing on office which effectively has lost the confidence of the majority of the member. It will not able to pass the legislation or even the money bill or the finance bill, without which it become difficult to run the government. तो इसीलिए ये वाला भी जो solution है it is also not that feasible and there is a need for clear cut amendment. The provision of the constitution needed to be amended. Essentially आपका part 5 जो है यूनियन का chapter 1 executive, article 52 to 78 and chapter 3 legislative powers of the president, part 6 that is about the states, chapter 2 the executives, article 153 to 167, chapter 4 legislative power of the government. तो यहाँ पे आपका introduction of the presidential system would also require amendment and it is also coming under the basic structure doctrine. तो यहाँ पे ये जो पूरा सिनेरियो है इसको बदलने में बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होगी। तो इसीलिए आपका some people feel that parliamentary democracy in India it is a part of the basic structure, और इसीलिए अगर हम इस पर्टिकुलर चीज को बदलेंगे so Supreme Court will not allow this. Though the constitution maker they had discussed that what are the benefit of the parliament system and what are the benefit of the presidential system, और उस टाइम पे क्योंकि जब हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना था उस टाइम पे हमारे पास इतनी ज्यादा मतलब हम कह सकते हैं कि उस समय पे हमारे पास इतना लिटरेट लोग नहीं थे, वो समझ नहीं पा रहे थे, लिटरेसी रेट इंडिया का बहुत कम था। तो इसीलिए पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम को हमने अडॉप्ट किया बिकॉज इट वॉज मच इजी, और हमें बिकॉज वी वर अ कॉलोनी ऑफ द ब्रिटिशर्स, तो हमारे को एक आदत हो गई थी कि हम इस टाइप के गवर्नमेंट से बहुत ज्यादा फ्रेंडली थे. So this was the main reason that we adopted such thing and we didn't go for the presidential mode of the government. और यहाँ पे आपका जो हमारी इंडिया है दैट इज अ डाइवर्स कंट्री, तो इसके लिए आपका पार्लियामेंट्री फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट जो है वो भी आपका बहुत ज्यादा सूटेबल है. तो here in my view, as said by the author, that would still not make the parliamentary system a part of the basic structure, क्योंकि already जो आपकी constituent assembly है उसमें ये debate हुई थी और उसमें उन्होंने कहा था because of the less level of the literacy, that is the main reason कि आपका यहाँ पे हमें parliamentary form of government लाना चाहिए. So it should not be a part of our basic structure doctrine, but it is actually a part of our basic structure doctrine. So some people feel that presidential system would be antithetical to a federal country, but that is not the case either. US है, it is a federal country with state enjoying a lot of power, vast power within the presidential form. So here devolution of power is such that, और यहाँ पे अब हमें like these kind of problems इसका हमें solution ढूंढना पड़ेगा. Then only we can implement this one nation, one election scheme. Moving further toward our next important article that is coming in from the text and the context section. So this is a controversy which we have read earlier also, Fukushima nuclear wastewater controversy. So as we know that Japan government, it has announced on April 13, 2021 that it will release 1 million ton of the contaminated water from the Fukushima nuclear power plant over the next 30 year into the sea. अब ये जो आपका वेस्ट वाटर था ये जनरेट कैसे हुआ था? एक्चुअली 2011 में एक अर्थक्वेक आया था और उसके बाद सुनामी आई. इसके चलते आपका जो फुकुशिमा दाइची न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट है उसमें आपके जो रेडियो एक्टिव मटेरियल थे, वी नो कि न्यूक्लियर पावर रिएक्टर जो होते हैं, न्यूक्लियर फ्यूल जो होते हैं, दे आर रेडियो एक्टिव इन नेचर, ये सब आपके रिलीज हो गए थे. So after more than a decade of storing this water, Japan is basically running out of the storage space and it is now saying कि इन्होंने पानी को सेफ तरीके से ट्रीट किया है और now it is ready for the release. So here this announcement came in 2021 that they will release this water into the sea. They have treated it properly और यहाँ पे आपका कोई health risk associated नहीं है, क्योंकि ये जो आपकी जापान कंट्री है या आपका साउथ कोरिया नेबरिंग कंट्री है, these people are more or less dependent on the sea food. ये लोग सी फूड बहुत खाते हैं, फिश, बीट्स, ये सब बहुत खाते हैं. तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे क्या वो पानी कंटामिनेट करेगा सी फूड को या नहीं, ये इनका मेजर डिस्कशन है. सो हाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर वाटर वाज ट्रीटेड, तो ये जो आपका टेप्को करके एक कंट्री है, कंपनी है, इसका नाम याद रखिएगा, टोक्यो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर कंपनी, टेप्को. ये जापान की सबसे बड़ी इलेक्ट्रिक यूटिलिटी फर्म है और 2011 से बेसिकली टेप्को जो है ये आपका फुकुशिमा दाइची पावर प्लांट जो है उसके वेस्ट को मेंटेन करने के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल. तो यहाँ पे ये जो आपका पानी है इट वाज ट्रीटेड विद अ मेथड टेक्निक कॉल्ड द ALPS, दैट इज द एडवांस लिक्विड प्रोसेसिंग सिस्टम, जिसमें आपके मेजर रेडियो एक्टिव मटेरियल्स जो थे वो तो पानी से हटा दिए गए हैं, लेकिन ट्रीटियम को हटाना एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, तो इसीलिए इट वाज अनेबल टू रिमूव द ट्रीटियम. अब अगर हम बात करें कि ट्रीटियम है क्या, सो वी नो जब हम अपना एटॉमिक नंबर लिखते हैं, एटॉमिक मास लिखते हैं, सो वी यूज टू कैलकुलेट द नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन. इन केस ऑफ एटॉमिक मास we used to find the number of proton and the neutrons present in the nucleus of the atom. तो यहाँ पे आपका हाइड्रोजन होता है, it has no neutron in it, तो ये आपका नॉर्मल हाइड्रोजन हो गया. जब आपके हाइड्रोजन के अंदर एक और न्यूट्रॉन ऐड हो जाएगा तो ये आपका ड्यूटेरियम कहलाएगा, और जब आपके हाइड्रोजन के अंदर 2 न्यूट्रॉन और ऐड हो जाएंगे तो ये आपका कहलाएगा ट्रीटियम. So it is very difficult to treat this tritium by the TEPCO or Japanese government, and that's why there is a lot of problem of concentration of tritium It should not exceed the international standard, but ये इस पानी में exceeded है as set by the IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. तो यहाँ पे अगर IAEA ने इसको ग्रीन फ्लैग दे दिया है कि हाँ आप रिलीज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने कहा है कि कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज ऑल्सो 6 टाइम लेस देन द लिमिट ऑफ ट्रीटियम इन ड्रिंकिंग वाटर सेट बाय द WHO. लेकिन टेप्को के हिसाब से जो आपका रेडिएशन एमिटेड बाय द ट्रीटियम इज एक्सट्रीमली वीक एंड कैन बी ब्लॉक्ड बाय अ सिंगल शीट ऑफ पेपर. So here we can, as said by TEPCO, they can't remove the tritium because it is identical to hydrogen. तो इसीलिए इसको हटाना बहुत ज़्यादा impossible task है, and that's the main problem. So how the public is responding? There is always a fear because tritium का amount बहुत ज़्यादा है इस पानी में, and that's why people are fearing कि जितने भी आपके एक तरीके से वेस्ट वाटर के अंदर जितना भी आपका ट्रीटियम का अमाउंट है, इट्स मच हाई एंड इट कैन डेफिनेटली कॉज unknown diseases to people, especially to the Chinese people and also to the South Korean people who are much more dependent on seafood. So here the whole thing is about tritium. So talking about is the water safe. So tritium की अगर बात करें, it is easily absorbed by the body. जो आपका बॉडी है उसके अंदर इजिली ये एब्जॉर्ब हो जाता है एंड दैट कैन कॉज अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम. सो हेयर इट कैन गो ट्रेवल वाया द ब्लड टू होल बॉडी. Since treated water can pass through the placenta, so it can also cause developmental effect in the babies if this water was consumed by the pregnant women. So these are the problem associated with this water of TEPCO. So here the whole controversy is about this particular release. So here IAEA has actually agreed and it has already given the green signal, but the countries like South Korea, China, they are actually claiming against this particular water. Moving further toward our next important article that is coming in from the world section. Here we will discuss the world news which is important from our examination point of view. So as we know, there has been a conflict after the Russia-Ukraine thing. There is a conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. So here refugees leave as Azerbaijan's take control of the Karabakh area. There is a place, disputed place called the Nagorno-Karabakh. यहाँ पे इस पर्टिकुलर जगह के लिए दोनों कंट्रीज लड़ रही हैं और यहाँ पे अजरबैजान जो है उसको कंट्रोल मिल गया है इस एरिया का एंड दैट्स व्हाई देयर आर पीपल हु आर एक्चुअली फियरिंग कि देयर कैन बी अ प्रॉब्लम एंड दैट्स व्हाई दे आर बेसिकली लीविंग अजरबैजान एंड एज द Karabakh region, from the region they are fleeing. So this is all about today's article. This is all about today's news. I hope you liked this lecture. I hope you got to know a lot of things. Thank you everyone. Thank you for listening to this lecture.